That's great. Hola, Kath. Still can't hear you. You've still
You
got.
can't hear me? No.
Kath Every.
Oh.
So I can see her lips. I can see Kath Every's lips moving.
They can see you, you know.
And the male Pam's on mute as well.
Yeah. So I don't think it's necessary to mute your mic. We did try an electronic hand up this morning, and that worked fairly well. But some people on iPads were just wondering how to do that.
It's a different place.
I think you eventually worked it out, didn't you, Carl?
Yeah. If you're on iPad, if you tap the screen, you go to the top right-hand corner. You've got 3 dots which say more. If you touch that one that says more, you then have an option to raise hand.
Oh yeah.
So it's fine to raise your hand. We found it probably worked better. I can see hands going up everywhere now. That works. Yes.
Oh right, okay. I've got the mute off now.
You're coming across loud and clear, Kath. That's brilliant.
Okay,
we've got Galaxy S8 is about to join us. So I don't know who that is.
Eric.
Yes.
What are we meant to do if we want to speak? Sorry, do we put our hands up? Did you say?
Well, you can put an electronic hand up.
How do you do that? How do you put it?
It seemed to work best this morning when people wanted to speak. They just they just said whatever they wanted to say,
right?
And nobody was making too much noise. Yeah. So I think I said this morning, unless you've got a really barky dog or a husband that's going to come in and be doing the vacuuming, then don't worry. We'll just chug along as we are. So
Katie's husband is on Teams.
Yeah. So there we are. We've still got a couple of people joining us. Linda is just about to. Hi, Linda.
Hi, I hadn't got video. I got a redirect. I had to try 2 or 3 times.
Oh dear.
Don't know why. I've never had that before. But anyway, I'm here.
Great.
Nice to see you all.
Okay. And Debbie's become Debbie and not Parish Clerk.
Had to change the name.
which parish are you clerk of, Debbie?
Barnack.
Barnack. Ah, good.
Oh.
Knew it'd be somewhere posh.
My book is actually on.
So we'll get started, should we? Great turnout. Nice to see everybody again. I've had positive responses from lots of people. Several new people in the class. Some people who've joined from the basic class. Some people are doing both this year. So Giselle and Carl.
It's because we need it.
Jane doing both. Have I missed anybody out? I don't think I've missed anybody out. So good to have a good crowd. We have lost a couple of people. Berenice emailed me this week to say that she's got rather a lot on her plate at the moment, so she wasn't going to do Spanish, but she might pick up again in January when things quieten down a little bit. And I also heard from Karen, wasn't it? Karen, who always sat on the door side. She's I can't remember second names. I'm terrible with second names. Not so good with first names.
You mean Catherine, Eric?
Catherine. I mean Catherine, Maggie. Thank you. Yeah.
Blondish hair. Tall with blondish hair.
Tall with blondish hair. Yeah. And she's moving. She's moving into a bungalow, and apparently bungalows. She was telling me bungalows in Peterborough too expensive.
Mhm.
She decided to move to Boston, which is where her son lives. So they're in the process of moving right now. So they'll be busy, too busy for Spanish. And I can see everybody except somebody called Galaxy S8, who doesn't have their video on, and who is also microphone muted. So I'm not sure who Galaxy S8 is. Very sorry. You can probably see us and hear us, so you're more than welcome to do that. Right, slurping tea. Let's get cracking. So, buenas tardes a todos. Bienvenidos al nuevo trimestre de Español Plus. Espero que hayan tenido un buen verano. Did you all have a nice summer?
Sí.
I hope you did.
Muy bien.
He estado ocupado con mis nietos. Arthur y Saoirse estuvieron con nosotros de marzo a junio. Y Julia, Aureliano y Florencia estuvieron con nosotros de julio a octubre. So they flew back to Quito on Sunday ago. So it seems very quiet in the house at the moment. And estoy hecho polvo.
Me too.
Which which of course means I'm knackered, or more genteelly, I am made dust, which I think is quite a nice way of saying it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to bring up my PowerPoint presentation. So we'll lose a few people's faces, and we'll gain some PowerPoint. So come on, we can see some. There we go.
Yes.
So I hope everybody can see that.
Yes. Yes.
And what do we have this week? ¿Qué tenemos esta semana? Número uno, el tiempo en Chile.
No. No.
Has anybody seen that?
No. No.
No. You haven't seen it, or you think
Don't
it's
want
a,
to.
you think it's a really
Don't want
bad
to
idea?
see it.
You think it's a really bad idea?
Don't want to see it.
It looked fine to me, Eric.
We have our new book, Crimen en Barcelona. We're going to do a little bit on neuter relative pronouns, and then some exercises for our brains.
Oh, God.
So we'll see how we get along. I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. I've never played a video in a Zoom presentation using PowerPoint before, or using anything before, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. If you don't like blatant sexism, look away now. But this is
Eric,
yeah.
how long will this be? I'll pop out.
I
No, seriously.
think it's 1.5 minutes.
I don't want to see it.
No. Okay.
Okay, mummy.
So, as I say, blatant sexism appears to be part of South American culture, and I put this on as a bit of a joke. I think I probably need to be a bit more woke. I'll do my best to do that in the future. So, this is the weather in Chile.
Oh my God!
And it's pretty hot.
De Arica a La Serena el tiempo estará nublado, variando nubes y la parcial. La mínima será de 12 y la máxima de 19 grados. De Valparaíso a Concepción estará despejado. La mínima será de 10 y la máxima de 31 grados. Chicos, queda tan poquito para la Navidad. ¿Qué regalitos me van a enviar? Me cuentan a @FlaviaFuse. Estaré muy atenta. Ay, ven ese barquito que está allá. Es Richard, que me viene a buscar. ¡Richard! Ay, que me espere, ¿cierto? De Temuco a Punta Arenas estará con nubosidad parcial, variando a despejado. La mínima será de 7 y la máxima de 24 grados. La región metropolitana estará despejado. La mínima será de 11 y la máxima de 32 grados. Uf, qué calor, chicos, ¿no? El índice de radiación ultravioleta será de 12. Extremo, así que no olviden usar bloqueador para estos días e hidratarse mucho. Que descansen y sueñen conmigo.
So that's the weather in Chile.
Clear as mud, Eric.
It's what, Kathleen?
Clear as mud.
Clear as mud. Her Spanish is fine, South American, but it's good Spanish.
Well, I think it was the music that went with it.
Yeah. Well, she
Attractive
needs
voice.
music to, apparently it's in a contract that she has to dance about a bit, so I guess she needs some music.
I didn't notice the weather details, Eric.
What weather?
I did pick up that the UV was very high, so that was you need your sunblock. So we're going to. I thought we'd do a book. I thought we'd start a book nice and soon, and I found this one in the summer, which is on the screen there as well. I think it's got really big type, which is handy for reading in bed at night when the light's not so good. And I think it's an okay story. What I've read so far, it seems quite good. So hopefully we'll enjoy this. It's B1 grade, so that is supposed to be lower intermediate. I think we'll all understand most of the words and grammar. The chapters are short, and as I said before, the writing is big. So has everybody been able to get hold of the book, or
Yes.
Well,
Mine's on its way.
it's on its way? Okay. So,
Eric, can I just say, I downloaded it, so I've been reading it from my mobile, but because I've done that, I can't actually get back into it while I'm talking to you, can I? Which means I can't read it while. Yeah, so I'm going to have to get the book.
Are you on an iPad?
Pardon?
do
you have an iPad?
No, you're using your mobile, aren't you, Kath?
But I'm using.
No, I'm on my mobile.
All right, you will be able to shrink the video and bring up the book. I think even so, because unless you leave the video, you won't be able to see the faces. But I think you can minimize it down, go to your app, read your app, and then bring the video back up again.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, I think this class is splendid value. Not only are you getting a bit of Spanish, questionable value, but you're also getting some IT lessons as well. So I think maybe you'd have to practice that, Kath, or go old school and buy a book. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to do that, I think.
Yeah. So I don't think we'll have time in an hour to read much of a book. So we might you might find you're okay just reading it on the phone. Are you reading it on the phone as well, Susan, or are you going with the book? Susan Little. No. can't-
Sorry?
Susan Little, are you reading the book on the phone, or are you?
Think on an iPad.
You're reading.
I'm
it?
doing it on an iPad, and my old iPad won't do what I think he's suggesting. The next week I may have got it right,
Okay, all right, super.
but not this week.
So anyway, we'll kick off
I
with
have-
the book, and we'll do the we'll take a look at the first 2 chapters next week. As I say, they're nice and short. We might need to read 3 or 4 chapters actually.
Oh no,
No.
no.
Yes.
I really struggled. Oh, sorry, Eric. I really struggled in the last book trying to keep up with just 1 chapter, which was 10 pages. If I want to improve my Spanish, I'd rather do it well and do maybe 1 or 2 chapters. So rather than say, I can't do this and put it all on Spanish Dick.
Yeah, but they're only short.
It's only 1 page.
They're just short chapters, I think, in this book.
Yeah, they are only short chapters. So that's why I'm saying only 2 chapters at a time. So it's 4 sides that are more likely to be able to translate properly rather than relying on my machine to get it done, because I'm panicking to get it done for the next lesson.
Yeah, Rona, don't try and translate every word. You know, read it through a couple of times without stopping to translate a word. If there's a word you don't understand, just carry on. You might realize what it is in context once you've read a bit further, or you might not understand it at all, but you might get the general gist of the chapter. That's certainly the best thing. If it doesn't make any sense to you, go back and translate a few words. But it's a real pain to translate everything. I know you know your mind says I ought to know every word because you know every word in English. But when you start doing reading in Spanish, it's a good idea just to go through it, plow on, and what you understand. Hopefully, you
okay.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Try
I'll
it.
try.
Yeah.
Just don't ask me to read it out then or translate it.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to polish up on some aspects of Spanish, Rona, I know you missed the first half of the basic course when you started, and you would have missed quite a lot of sort of fairly useful stuff. We are going through the basic course again. I know you couldn't make it on a Tuesday morning.
No.
But now we've got all this Zoom technology employed. We are putting the video up of the lesson. It's sometimes a bit boring because the first 10 minutes is just me whistling, waiting for people to come. But it lasts about an hour, and it would give you maybe some useful insights. Week 1 and week 2 will be up on YouTube, so it's treat it like a box set and go through it. The most
I'll
boring box set
investigate.
you've ever seen. So I want to.
Facebook. Sorry. YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, the links will be off the Facebook page as well, so you'll be able to get it off Facebook if you want to.
Good.
Yeah, but I'll probably mail the links round to everybody once the lesson's over and once the video's up and all the other stuff's ready. Okay, so I wanted now to talk about what the Spanish grammar book calls neuter relative pronouns, and I did put a link to a video from Real Fast Spanish. If you've had a chance to look at that, you'll understand a little bit of where we're up to. And if you haven't, take a look afterwards. It's useful video. It's another one of these Spanish channels on YouTube, of which there are many, but it's quite a good one. So so definitely worth doing. And the phrase that I really wanted to concentrate on is lo que. Lo cual and lo que are sort of taken together in these videos, and they'll give you the differences between them, when you can use one and when you can't use the other. But the thing is that you can use lo que whenever you can use lo cual. So I don't really think it's worth using lo cual. I just use lo que. The only problem is if you get into a conversation with some Spanish speakers and they start using lo cual. So you're useful to know that it means the same essentially as lo que, which is a variety of words. It could be which or that or what, depending on the context. So let's look at a few examples. This advice here is from Spanish Dict in their grammar section, and it says that correctly, lo cual can only be used in specific contexts. So the examples it gives of both: el niño gritó en voz alta, lo cual me molestó mucho. The child screamed in a loud voice, which upset me very much. So lo cual, which upset me very much. And in the second example, lo que dijo no tiene sentido. What he said doesn't make sense. That one might come in quite useful for our Spanish lessons. Spanish Dict says that lo cual can only be used to refer to something that's already been mentioned in the same sentence. So an example: él siempre se jacta, lo cual me molesta mucho. He always brags, which really annoys me. So the fact that he's bragging has been raised in the sentence, so you can use lo cual. Hay un libro nuevo por Isabel Allende, beg your pardon, lo cual me emociona mucho. There's a new book by Isabel Allende, which I'm really excited about. I'm not sure that translation is perfect, but it'll do. So I'm getting behind here with the Jane. You should have told me I was behind on the video.
Manager. This
So,
man can't connect to iCloud because of a problem with.
Sorry about that.
So that's how you can use lo cual. In this instance, it means which, but it has to connect two phrases which you've and you have to refer to the first one first. Lo que, much more straightforward, I think, which is why I think it's probably best to forget lo cual. So lo que can be used to refer to something that's already been mentioned or something that hasn't been brought up before in the same sentence. And it can be used at the beginning of a sentence as well for that reason. So the examples in Spanish Dict were: no puedo contarte lo que escuché en la escuela hoy. I can't tell you what I heard at school today. Or lo que dijo el presidente es importante. What the president said is important. So
Eric,
yes.
why the sequence of swapping over dijo and el presidente, please? Sorry, just to why swap over dijo el presidente? why said the president? Is that just optional?
I think I always struggle to explain the order that words should go in when it's optional, and I'm sorry. I guess there's a really good reason in
Is
grammar.
it because the locate has to come before a verb? Or maybe not, I don't know.
No, I'm not. I don't think so.
What said the president? You know,
Yeah, what said the president is important. It could be. That's a much better answer, and I wish I'd thought of it. Whenever I ask my daughter-in-law about why is it in this order or that order, she generally shrugs and says, "No idea. That's just the way we say it." So I think you've had a better explanation. It's because it's before a verb, you see. That's why. So I thought that was all a bit straight over your head, but there are some really useful phrases that you can put together using locate, and the ones that stand out are if you get something presented to you in a restaurant and it's not what you ordered. Esto no es lo que pedí. It's not what I asked for. Esto no es lo que quiero. It's not what I want. So it's really useful for that kind of conversation. And you can use it in a positive way as well. You could say, lo que quiero es cerveza. What I want is beer. What I need, you could say, lo que necesito es, then whatever you need. Or you can use it to say, all that I want, todo lo que quiero es, and put whatever it is you want at the end. So that's why I wanted to bring up locate today, because I think there are some really useful phrases that you'd use in everyday Spanish conversation, or be useful if you're getting around in Spain and want to express either a complaint or a desire. So locate. That's
Eric.
Yes.
Someone told me once that the way to think about locate is that it, in a sense, it means the thing that I want, the thing that upset me, the thing. And it's sort of abstract way to remember.
Yeah, that certainly works in those. Does it work in the other ones? I can't tell you the thing I heard at school today.
Yeah.
The thing the president said is important. Yeah.
So the thing sort of encompasses most of the applications of locate. Seems to.
Yeah. That's a good idea, Bryn. That's useful way of thinking about it, isn't it? Yeah, brilliant. You should be doing this class. So we for homework, I think I've suggested a little bit of homework this week. So I think it would be good if you could write half a dozen sentences using locate. I think that will just help it to settle into your brains, and you'll be able to pull it out more easily if you've got it in some context. Terrific.
So are you telling us the homework, Eric?
It's on the back of the sheet, Tony. So the lesson notes that I sent around have on the last page. It's got suggested homework.
Oh, okay.
We'll come to that. We'll do a roundup. But if you've not got it, then we it is on the sheets that I attached to the invitation. So we've got two little exercises to do, which I think will just ease us back into Spanish. You're all of a really good standard on the Spanish, but I think you've probably forgotten a few things during the summer and during lockdown, when we've not had enough chance to practice and actually hear people and actually try to pronounce the words ourselves. So I've got a little story here, which is from it's from a book called 101 Conversations in Simple Spanish, and I'm going to run one each week, because I think I think they're quite useful. And the chap who writes it is a scholar of the immersive school of Spanish, and he says, as we were talking about earlier, don't stop and look words up, just carry on. So I thought we'd have a crack at that, and we'll see how much we know at the end of it. So I'd advise you, I'll put these on the sheets each week, but don't look at it in advance. Don't try and translate it. Just listen to it or read it on the screen. It'll be on the screen, and it will see how much you're picking up. And if you haven't really picked it up as you feel, then you can go back and translate a few words, and hopefully it will make sense. So this story, this conversation is between Nuria and Alicia. Nuria y Alicia están de vacaciones en Madrid. Nuria es historiadora del arte y Alicia es escritora de libros de misterios. Están en el hotel. Es un día muy soleado y caluroso. Ahora necesitamos dos actores. Have we got a couple of volunteers?
Yeah, I'll volunteer.
Kath's volunteered. Who else? Anybody else?
Yes, I will.
Joan? John Hasty.
Oh, it's Veronica.
Veronica. So Joan, John. Okay, brilliant. So would you like to be Alicia, Veronica?
Yes, please.
And Kath, you can be Nuria. So it's quite short. So let's go. So Alicia kicks off.
Buen día, Nuria. ¿Cómo has dormido?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien también. ¿Qué quieres hacer hoy?
Tengo ganas de ir a un mercado.
Genial. ¿Un mercado de comida?
No quiero ir a un mercado de anticuadores.
Suena bien. ¿Conoces alguno?
No, voy a buscar en mi móvil. Aquí hoy uno se llama el mercado de los renos.
¡Qué nombre gracioso!
Sí, es verdad.
¿Abre los sábados?
Sí, abrí todos los sábados desde las 10:30. Ahora son las 11.
Perfecto. ¿Dónde se encuentra?
En el barrio de las Letras, es algo lejos. Podemos ir en taxi.
Me parece bien. Bien, vamos.
Well done, you two. Excellent, excellent acting work there. Perfect. So, how's our understanding of that? Have we? Is it good? Are we? is everybody happy with what's happening there?
Yes.
Anybody not clear? So I think good typical conversation there, and that's what we're aiming for, really, isn't it? We want to be able to in a hotel and have a chat with somebody just like this in Spanish, of course. There were a few words that few phrases that I'd sort of struck out to me. The very first one, Alicia says, "Buen día, Nuria," and she says, "¿Cómo has dormido?" How did you sleep? When I was in Ecuador last year, I'd go down for breakfast in the canteen. We were staying in the grounds of a hospital, and we ate in the canteen at the hospital. And Carlos, Lucy's dad, his wife Jenny, used to say to me every morning, "Descansaste bien," they used to say to me. And I was like, "Huh?" The first time I heard it, it didn't make any sense to me at all. So I had to ask Lucy what it was. And descansaste means you rested. So you rested well was and that they would say that. They wouldn't say, "Did you sleep well?" They would say, "Did you rest well?" So that's an alternative. I'll put that phrase in the notes because it definitely threw me. And if you've never heard it before, I think it could certainly throw you. Everybody okay with the other?
Yeah, I can't remember what tengo ganas means.
Yeah.
Tengo ganas is like I'd like to. Let me just double check.
It's a wish for something.
Yeah, yeah. Tengo
Okay.
ganas. Yeah, I'd like to.
Feel like.
Be like.
There is yeah, I want to, or I feel like, so you can use it, or I feel like going to a market in this case. Yeah, it's quite a useful little phrase that I'd not come across before. Suena bien sounds good, is a useful one. Poor old Kath got the short straw with antiguedades.
Antique fair.
Yeah. And because it's got the, what are they called, the two little dots? Diatheses over the U. It means
I didn't say it right, did I, Eric?
It doesn't just harden the U. Antiguedades. Antiguedades. Yeah, it's a flea market. It's a flea market.
I didn't say it right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a flea market.
I knew what it meant, but I just couldn't.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, it's a flea market.
A flea market.
I thought it was an antique market.
Yeah.
So did I.
Yeah. I guess it's a fine distinction, isn't it, between antiques and junk. So does everybody know what a rana is? La rana. Oh, it's el mercado de las ranas. Do you know what a rana?
Frog.
A frog, yes. So it's market of the frogs.
What was the beginning of that sentence? Is it look at my phone?
Yeah. I'm going to look on my phone.
I found on my phone, or I searched on my phone.
Searched on my phone.
Look,
Yeah.
I've searched on my phone.
Yeah, she's saying.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
She says, I want to go to a flea market. She says, sounds good, suena bien. do you know any? And she says, no, voy a buscar en mi móvil. So I'm going to look on my mobile phone. So it's using ear to create the future tense, which we've learned to do and we do all the time. So no, I'm going to look on my mobile. Just what we'd say in English, isn't it, really? Se encuentra, it is found. Dave's, yes, it's open every Saturday from 10:30 till 11. She says, perfecto. Donde se encuentra? Where is it? Where is it? Where can it be found? Where can you find it?
What does que nombre gracio mean?
Que nombre. Whereabouts is that?
Can't really hear you, Eric.
Sorry?
Way back, just after the mobile phone bit.
En nombre
En nombre gracioso. It means it means that's a great name. Yeah.
Oh, great name. I'm thinking number. That's a great name, right?
Yeah. No, nombre is
yeah.
Yeah.
I was confused.
Does it mean a funny name, Eric?
Yeah.
Strange name.
Yeah.
Open Saturdays. Okay.
So
I'll have to translate it, I think, later, because I don't.
Yeah, well, it's
understand. I'm missing big gaps, I'm afraid.
Are you?
Yeah,
Is that Linda? Is that Linda?
It is, yes.
Big gaps. Well, I think did you could tell that it was a couple of people having a chat in a hotel, and
yes, and they were on holiday.
Yeah.
And that they wanted to go to a market. That much I got.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I kind of got the gist of it without understanding most of it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good. You know, if I'm in Spain or in Latin America and I have a conversation with somebody and I've got the gist of it, I'm pretty happy, to be honest with you. You know, pull in at a petrol station and fill the car up, and I've not got a clue what he's asking me about, this little chit that I need to fill in to claim the tax back when I leave the country. As long as I've got fuel in the tank, I'm sort of happy, and I go, yeah, oh, great, yeah, thank you. Off. Yeah, so it's this is how lower intermediates get by in Spanish. We'll have a crack at the next bit of that story next week, but do resist the temptation to swat up the grammar beforehand, and I think you'll benefit you'll benefit from that. Okay, so I've got another exercise here, and the challenge is to conjugate these verbs in the present indicative tense. Okay, so I think I've got a nice list of people up on the screen. I don't know whether I've got a verb for everybody, but what I think I'll do is I'll go down to the bottom of my list, which is Suzanne. You're being very quiet and you're on mute. Can you hear me, Suzanne?
I can hear you, but okay. I don't know how to use this.
Okay. Is there there should be a little button that says start video somewhere, and if you
top right.
Okay.
Is it top right?
Well, it was at the bottom, but I've just clicked on that.
Yeah,
you see you now, Susan.
Yes,
We'll soon get used to it. Don't worry.
Hey.
It will. Wait a minute. There you are. You've jumped up the list a bit. So I can see you now, Suzanne. So hello.
Good to hear. Hi, everybody.
And I can hear you as well. Yeah. Yeah. We've got a good view of your ceiling. Very nice ceiling. So can you do the first one, Suzanne? Conjugate. Layer means to.
Yeah, layers, 2 layers, L-E-E-S.
Absolutely, bang on, super. Okay, so Mangala.
Yep.
That should be a studiar. I beg your
Yep.
pardon, an AR verb.
Yep.
You've spotted a deliberate mistake. Nosotros.
Estudiamos.
Excellent, good. So next up on my list is
Subir.
It's Lorna.
Oh.
Lorna. So subir
ellos suben.
Suben. Excellent, yeah.
Wow.
Kath, besar. Can you?
Beso.
Yo beso. Sí.
Yo beso.
Tony. Aprender.
Aprender.
Aprender. Ustedes is aprende. Yeah.
Oh.
Is that what you said?
No, I didn't. But anyway. So it's the third person.
Oh, sorry, it's ustedes, isn't it? So no, you're right. Yeah, aprenden. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, thank you.
I do beg your pardon. I can't read my own writing, my own typing. So, Susan, enseñar.
Enseñar. Enseñar.
Yeah, enseñar. Ella.
Ella enseña.
Yes. Did you get that?
Anybody know?
Enseñar. Have you heard me?
Enseñar. Is it?
Ella enseña. It's an AR verb, regular AR verb, so enseña.
That's what I said.
Sorry, did you?
Oh yes, yes.
Oh, I do beg your pardon.
No.
So,
Learning the system.
Ken, trabajar.
Trabajas.
Trabajas, yep. Debbie, vivir.
Viven.
No.
Vosotros.
Vivís.
Yeah, vivís, that's right. Viven would be the formal. Yeah. So you all keep jumping around on my screen, so my list keeps moving. Jill, can you do cocinar?
Usted cocina.
Cocina. Good. Rob, we've got Rob. Welcome, Rob. You're on our new chat. How are you finding things?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. It's not too easy for you.
It's not too difficult either, fortunately.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, cantar, yo cantar.
Yo canto.
Yo canto. Muy bien. Have we done you, Veronica? No, we haven't.
No.
Have we?
No. Visitar, el visita.
El visita. Yep. Perfect. And we got John. Hello, John. We've not heard much from you so far. Ayudar. Ustedes. Ayudar. You know that one? Ayudan. So next one, creer. Carl, can you conjugate creer? Crees. Absolutely. Jane, vender. Usted vender would be usted.
Vende.
Vende. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. And llorar or llorar nosotros, Beryl?
Lloramos.
Lloramos. Yeah. Excellent. That's good. So, well done. That's all for today. My lesson timing's not very good. We finished, well, we haven't quite finished yet, but we finished 10 minutes early. And that's a shame because I timed the two basic classes pretty much on the hour. So you must get through the work a bit quicker. I'm going to have to set more of it for you, in the afternoon class. How have you found it? Let's have some feedback.
Excellente.
Good.
Yeah.
Could I just ask that when we do the verb, we check the endings? We actually see how it's written as well. Is that possible? Because I wasn't sure whether people sometimes, maybe it's my hearing.
Yeah.
Especially like the irregular ones, like Creer.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put those on the. I'll add a few notes to the lesson notes, and I'll put the answers on there as well, so you can see the answers.
Yeah,
I'd normally do that, wouldn't I?
Because sometimes with some of them, I couldn't quite. Was that an EN or an AN or something?
Yeah. Good point. Yep.
Thank you very much.
We'll do that. And anything else that people have?
I also have trouble because it dropped out about 5 times for me, this programme, and it kept coming up saying your internet connection is unstable. Is it just ours?
Yeah. Have you got fibre? Have you got fibre internet?
What? See,
have you got the fibre internet?
I don't know, Tony. No idea.
Because if it's the telephone line, the copper telephone line, that might happen from time to time.
Mine's been no trouble.
Yeah. No, but I just because I couldn't hear, and it kept freezing, and then it would drop out, and I didn't know and it came up on the screen, so I thought perhaps we need to get somebody out to look at it. So
well, mine went a bit funny. I didn't lose any connection in seeing anybody, but it was just your voice, Eric. I couldn't understand what you were saying for a little while because it sort of was going on and off, tinny.
Yeah, it was frozen and it was pinging like you were pinging an elastic band or something rather than speaking. So it was. I was
going on. Was I?
No, just to be helpful to Eric, it was in fact quite clear to me.
Yes, it was.
But it just every so often it kind of froze and then it totally dropped out and the Zoom screen came up. So
that's the same problem the other ones had. It's a bit to do with your internet connection, but also sometimes if you've got a telephone line, if there's anything going on the telephone line, it will interrupt your broadband. So you can sometimes get little freezes, but it's usually down to the speed of your connection when it's freezing.
It just said on the screen, it said your internet connection is unstable. So
so the faster your connection, the more you can keep up with it.
Who are you with, Sue? Have you got
Eric,
one of the?
Virgin.
Yeah.
Virgin.
Virgin.
Move around the house. Try a different room. You'll find it's different in different rooms with Virgin.
Really? Because I left it in here because it was. Yeah. Okay, I'll try that then.
Just look at your reception. Just see how many bars you've got up, and when you look at the telephone, when you connect, see how many bars it's showing you, because that will be.
I'm doing it on the PC. I'm not doing it on my phone. So.
No. If you look, so where it shows you an internet symbol, which is either 1, 2, or 3 bars, usually on the screen where you connect, and